Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could, look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Recently, I was doing some work in El Paso, Texas at GECU Credit Union. And a lot of times when we coach, we have an experience. And it's either a good experience or a not so good experience. And what led up to this event was I had a very serious infection in my lymph nodes. I wasn't feeling well. And then I started to feel better. Then I caught the flu. And I thought, the thought of getting on 2 planes, getting to Texas, then having to get up in front of a large group of people and inspire them, motivate them, teach them, train them, coach them, just was not at the forefront of my mind. But my friend at this organization, Carlos, who I've become friends with through work, drove me around to their branches. I was blown away. Progressive. But when I watched the people, nobody was resting. Nobody was resting on their laurels. Nobody was leaning. Nobody was not smiling. Now, is this a culture without opportunities to improve? Of course not. Is it a perfect culture? No, never said that. But they would be the first ones to tell you that. And as one of their executive leaders said to me, we have some work to do. And as I shared with them, it's a great culture. You put coaching on top of this great culture, great things are going to happen. And so it was interesting. I was exhausted going there. And so when I got home, my wife picked me up from the airport. She said, "Oh, how was it?" And we went out. After 2 long flights, we went out. And we celebrated my last trip for 2019, but we went out because I was energized. I got up today at 5 a.m. Now, part of that is GECU and part of it is my own dysfunctional behavior, but I don't lack energy. And I think when you have interactions, and you have interactions with people, and there was another co-facilitator by the name of Alice Denninger, who was fantastic. We had never met till that day. Her first words out of her mouth, "What can I do to support your content?" And I reciprocated the same question. That's not always the case. So here's the thing about coaching. When we invest in other people, we also can draw energy from them. As corny and cliche as that sounds, think about that when you're coaching people. Think about that when you get someone over that hill. Think about someone who's traveling up this hill called Change Hill. They're going to want to slide to the bottom because then there's less effort required. But if we coach and we continually invest, and what I had to do that first day was muster up the energy because I wasn't feeling well, because the client always deserves the best. Your customers always deserve the best. Your employees always deserve the best. Again, corny cliche. So what we have to do is find ways to overcome our own inhibitions, our own insecurities, to get from point A to point B to point C and so on, and then to ultimately never end.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21 day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.